Hello everyone and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, where we've run into our good friend Naita. But I want to... we'll talk to him first. Naita, do you really have to serve as prosecutor on Dirk's case? I mean, prosecuting your own flesh and blood, it's just not right. Again with this drivel. Your ethical standards are not the be-all, end-all of the world around you. I'm not getting into another debate with him. I mean, it seems like this is going to be your only chance. Naita, did you know that Dirk is sick? What? He apparently doesn't have that much longer to live. If found guilty, he probably wouldn't even make it until his execution day. What are you talking about? Knowing this, are you still prepared to send an already dying man to his grave? Especially since you probably know he's not guilty? Well, aye. Enough with the Zen monk act, Naita. Oh, that's gonna help. Tell me how you really feel. Mr. Justice, each person is born with a role to fulfill, and I must fulfill mine. Well, I'm not convinced that taking Dirk to trial is part of your lot in life. As for why you've been at Garon's every beck and call, I think I might have the answer. Yes? Naita, you know the truth about your mother, don't you? About how the former queen is still alive and being held somewhere? So Dirk told you, did he? Yes, it's true, my mother was spirited away to some remote corner of this kingdom to keep her safe from harm. Oh, that's how they're spinning it. Safe from harm? But Dirk said the Garon regime is holding her captive. So they told him, oh, that makes more sense. Oh, that's going to be tough to work through. No, they are keeping her safe from supposed assassins. So you don't know where Amara is being held. I only know that it is some secluded hideaway where visitors are not allowed. I have heard she leads a simple life akin to that of a monastic disciples. Sure sounds like she's being held captive to me. Listen, Naita, aren't you really doing the queen's bidding because she's holding Amara captive? No, they probably sold it as we'll keep her safe as long as you keep doing this. Yeah. Or he's just lying. He might just be lying. Oh, shoot. You know he didn't really kill Inga, don't you? Oh, wait. This whole thing with Dirk, you know he didn't really kill Inga, don't you? Dirk doesn't have much longer to live, so I want to help him however I can. This time, it's our turn. Right, from... Could have been killed, but you risked your life to save us. Why? What a silly question. My father wouldn't risk his life to save his own children. Naita, Apollo. Don't you ever hesitate to call when you need me. Understand? It's our turn to help Dirk however we can. But if he loses, then probably bad things happen to Amara. What you speak of is futile. Let it go and move on. The guilty verdict, the hopelessness. You must resign yourself to it all. Clinging to false hope now will only serve to magnify your future despair. Hope and despair! Played that game. So let it go and move on. Naita, are you really going to just roll over on this? I have no more time for idle chatter. I must prepare for tomorrow's trial. Now, if you'll excuse me. Yeah, dude, whatever. Okay. So, I mean, I guess they kind of talked about this earlier, but that kind of explains why he's going through on all these trials. Where he knows the other person isn't guilty, but he's still pursuing them as if they are. I mean, it's hard to argue with that motivation. Apollo, I sensed a whirlpool of emotions coming from within Prosecutor Saibati just now. Anger, shock, bewilderment, and an icy sorrow as deep and dark as an abyss. Yeah, I picked up on that too. Looks like Dirk really won't be the only one who will need my help tomorrow. I think it's about time to pay Queen Garon another visit. To ask her about her sister Amara. Any he is. I didn't know Dirk was sick. What's wrong with him? I mean, he looked fine to me. I really don't know. The Dirk I remember would go out hunting in the middle of winter, while everyone around him was dropping like flies with the flu and whatnot. Starting to see where he went wrong. Oh, that's a very sad moment. Come on, everyone, cheer up. The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles, right? Apollo, you don't have to put on a brave face for it. No, I'm fine. Besides, Dirk will have his day in court. I won't let this get me down. I know I don't actually need these, but like I do feel like they provide like a little bit of extra backstory and context. So you don't know Queen Amara at all, Apollo. I thought that since you used to live with Dirk, that maybe you had met her. I thought it was gonna go with the Kingdom of Korean. Dirk escaped with Amara 23 or so years ago, so I was still just an infant. Even if I had met her, I wouldn't have remembered it. I guess not, but that means you may have been cared for by a queen. If you had been, then what? You would have turned out, I don't know, better? What's that supposed to mean? Worth. Alright, you're going to the audience chamber? Talk with yeah. Ron Palace, audience chamber. The Royal Guard isn't around. It is utter hooey. You cannot continue to deceive the people like that. Raifa, justice is much more than simply speaking the truth. Is that Princess Raifa and Queen Garan over there? You deceived me too, Mother. How can I ever believe a word you say again? You nincompoop. Your benevolence. I, couldn't help but overhear. You impudent. Ow. You okay, Mr. Wright? I can't believe she actually punched you. Yeah, I'm used to it by now. What's the matter with the princess? It sounded like she was arguing with her mother. Maybe it has something to do with this picture. Raifa said she had to ask her mother about some secret or another as soon as she saw it. So then, does that mean that Princess Raifa knows what really happened? Yep. Do neither of them have spiritual powers? Inga or Garan. Right, have we ever seen that in action? I'm trying to think back. That Amara wasn't assassinated and is still very much alive. Seems so. And she doesn't seem to be taking Garan's lies very well. That's no surprise considering how much Raifa reveres her mother. Is that her mother, though? That would definitely cause her a great deal of anguish and sadness. Eavesdropping, are we? How very rude. You there? Are you not Dirk's son? Oh, nice to meet you, Your Eminence. Did I figure that out? Did I figure that out last episode? It's been a week. I'm trying to remember. I feel like there were hints. We're actually here to speak with you if you could spare a moment. Did you know I'm a lawyer? What have we here? It's the attorney's badge used by lawyers like me back home. Well, in this country, lawyers are a loathsome breed, and we would advise you not to needlessly advertise your place among their ranks. For even now, the bad karma Dirk has engendered brings woe to your kind. It is a simple matter of cause and effect. Yeah, an effect you caused by enacting the Defense Culpability Act. Anyway, so Amara's alive. Your Eminence, Dirk told me about Amara. About how she's still alive, that is. Not of which you speak. You know, we probably shouldn't have played that card just yet. After Dirk learned Amara was still alive, he rescued her and they ran off together. But she was captured and remains captive in a secret location to this day. As for Nayata doing your bidding, it's only because Amara's life's in your hands. What an active imagination you have. A lawyer and a comedian. How droll. Whoa, where'd they come from? Anyway, she's gonna play dumb. I'll just have to jog her memory with some evidence. Oh. Oh. Your Eminence, I ask you to take a look at this photo. Why, that's... It's a photo of Amara, and here you can see a law book bearing the mark of the Defiant Dragons. Why are we spilling this now? I believe you know what that means. Means we're going to jail. Very well. Guard, stand down. Yes, Your Eminence. Your wish is our command. Seems there's no need to perpetuate this charade any longer. We shall speak of all we know. Amara's alive! I feel like we went from Amara's alive? So then, you admit that Amara's still alive? Yes. She's under our protection in a safe location. I think you mean being held prisoner. And where is she being kept? Now why would we tell the son of a traitor that? She has a point there. Now, heed our warning, horned devil. It would not be wise to inform the people that Amara yet lives. It would only serve to plunge public order into chaos. Well, maybe that's better than what we've got. I have no intention of doing that. Besides, there are real terrorists out there who might try to kill her. That's a fair point, actually. Good. Now, there is something we have been meaning to ask you. Do you know what has become of the Founder's Orb? It was, eaten. The Founder's Orb went missing after Dirk took it into the tomb. As a son, we thought you might know something of its current whereabouts. I knew it. I suppose I should thank you for that free running tour of Karain. The Royal Guard Zone doing. Nice try, lady. But now you're definitely not getting the orb. Ever. Why do you want the orb so badly anyway? Because it would be most dangerous in the wrong hands. It must be recovered, or you need its spiritual powers. So she killed Inga. Wow, they were gonna betray each other. Wait. Still trying to figure out. Oh. No, that doesn't make sense. I was like, was Inga trying to keep the Founder's Orb away from Garan? Oh! There's so much going on. I love this. Is legend true? Can the orb really impart spiritual powers? Are you worried that someone could overthrow you with it? The Holy Mother's powers without equal. Should Her Holiness once again return to our world, she could conceivably bestow great power upon the one who unlocked the orb's secret. I guess that makes sense, considering spirit channeling is a fact of life here. So we ask you, Horned Devil, did you receive the Founder's Orb from Dirk? Does it look like I did? You like to play games, do you? Royal Guard? Yes, Your Eminence! Search this devil, and his belongings. What? At once, Your Eminence! Don't move! You're only making this harder on yourself! Yikes! Hey, cut it out! Yeah, what the? Hands where I can see him. Bye, Founder's Orb. Eek, Apollo, don't strip here! Stop resisting, just submit to our strip search already. No, wait, hey, cut it out! Ah! Rest in pieces, my poor, tattered dignity. There's no sign of the Founder's Orb, Your Eminence. Oh, you've hidden it somewhere. No matter. You shall recover it one way or another once you're found guilty of abetting the accused. Dirk was right, she really is bent on getting the orb. Mother. Looks like the princess is back. I took a stroll to try to calm myself, but I still find the situation unacceptable. People must be informed about Queen Amara. So she does know about that. Ifa, you do not yet possess a clear grasp of how a government and its people interact. There will always be secrets that must be kept from the ignorant masses. You have little faith in our people, Mother, but it is a royal priestess' duty to always speak the truth, and as such I cannot remain silent. I will not. The truth, you say? Your mind has been poisoned by the barbed one. It was an honor and a pleasure, Your Eminence. Speak with our child? It is mother's duty to discipline her child, after all. Now, if you'd excuse us. Discipline? Coming from her, I don't like the sound of that at all. Raifa, come with us! Well, Apollo, let's head back to the safe house for now. Good idea. We need to go over what we found and collect our thoughts. Did they say to go here? I wasn't... I started thinking and I spaced out for a second. Oh, you're back. Thank you for holding down the fort, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. Sorry it took so long. Hope you weren't too bored. I watched the Plume Punisher, warrior of Neo Twilight Realm while you were gone. My verdict is, it's an outrage, especially its theme song. Even worse, the people here believe it's an original Kearney show. Can you believe it? I've already spoken at length. I'm not sure what he's babbling about, but at least it seems he wasn't bored. Moving along to things that actually matter. We've gathered about all the information and evidence we can concerning this case. Yes! Here we go! I think it's time to go over everything we've learned so far. About Inga's murder! The Orb Trial, Maya's abduction, and the murder of the mastermind behind it all, Justice Minister Inga. It's a lot to consider. Think you have all the facts straight in your head? Yep, I've got it covered, Mr. Wright. It's the truth about what really went down that's going to be the problem. Yeah, it's like the more we learn about this case, the less we understand. I agree. There's a deep darkness enveloping this case. I'm almost afraid of what we'll find once we lift that black veil. Suffice to say, the real killer is certainly waiting underneath. Real killer, huh? Now that's the million-dollar question. Who killed Inga, and why? Think, Apollo. Who would you say had a motive to commit this crime? Hi, for what I'm drawing a complete blank. Oh, come on. I don't know how the killer slipped into the tomb, killed Inga, and slipped back out without ever being seen. It's a bona fide locked room mystery right there. Unless there's a way... My first thought is there's a way... Oh, through the royal palace, maybe. I don't know how close they are. Or even if it's not through the palace. Like, is there something nearby? And Garan would probably know the way through. Well, we've collected plenty of evidence and statements. I just hope the rest comes out in court. It'll be a thinner tightrope than usual, that's for sure. Let's talk about Amara's, quote-unquote, assassination. This case is one big fly in the ointment. In order to prove Dirk completely innocent, we'll also have to exonerate him of the crime committed 23 years ago. Amara's supposed assassination. Right, we know Amara is still alive, and we can prove that pretty easily. But Dirk could still be charged with plotting to kill her. We couldn't discover the truth even after 2 decades of investigating, so our biggest hurdle is going to be the complete lack of evidence. Is that all? The fire made sure of that. Mr. Wright, have you ever won a case without any evidence? Funny you should ask. Yes, many. Haven't we, though? Haven't we? Nah, I guess there's always been something. No, that's the one thing I've never done before. A trial unprecedented even in the decorated annals of the Write Anything Agency. Still, I can't help but wonder, was there really no evidence left behind? No. And we can't forget about the Defense Culpability Act. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. Short, if Dirk is found guilty and is sentenced to death, we'll likely join him in a very public execution. Yeah. Beat the charges or die. What kind of crazy upside-down legal system is this anyway? Don't worry. I can't ask someone as young as you to risk your life, Athena. So tomorrow, it'll just be me and Apollo in the courtroom floor. But you can support us by watching from the gallery. What? No! I want to help. I'm part of the agency too, after all. Sorry, but this is a direct order from your boss. Plus, there's Prosecutor Blackwell to think of. He said he'd use me for sword practice if I put you in harm's way. Well, but you'll be dead already, so it doesn't, you know, it's fine. Simon. Well, at least promise me this, you two. Promise me you'll make it back alive. Make it back alive, huh? What's with that face, Apollo? You'll never inspire confidence in your client like that. It'll play right into the prosecution's hands. Remember, the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. You're right. Even when it seems hopeless, or when there's not a shred of evidence to be found, we can never let it show on our faces, right? Nailed it. Will I actually be able to do that tomorrow? When push comes to shove, will I be able to force my biggest smile? We're ready to go! Yes! Alright, I don't know if there's only one day of investigation, but it might be go time. I'm so excited. I hope you're looking forward to this. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.